What's up, Cactus Listeners? I hope that this is my comeback era, don't you? I really do just want to jump right into it. This is the beginning of, like I said, a new era. This is Cactus Radio Season 3, and you're gonna see a lot more of me this time. And I'm gonna call this my, sleepover series, because it's just me making a video late at night, doing like an album review. And I'm gonna continue to do album reviews, but it won't be, in like this type of cozy setting, but just so we could get reintroduced to each other and reacquainted, if you will. This is where we're gonna meet. So grab your blankets, grab something nice to drink, maybe a little snack or two, and let's get into it. So first thing first, I want to talk about like the aesthetic that she's going for. It's giving yeehaw. It's giving top of the morning to you. Much obliged. Thank you, darling. What is that? It's Yeehaw-ification. I think that Beyonce is making references to her hometown, Houston, Texas, in America. Alright, and she does talk about like America a good bit in the album every now and then. Like she's like, I'm an American girl in this, globalized world. What does that mean? Ooh, I really don't feel like this is a coincidence, because for the past few years, just like at the edge of like the 2010s, we started to see a lot more artists, especially artists of color, making references to the Western aesthetic, the cowboy aesthetic. Most people do think about John Wayne. Most people think that it's dominated by white men who are tall, sweaty, stinky, and riding horses and going into the sunset, pursuing these heteronormative lifestyles. But in reality though, cowboys were in every shape and every color. There was a lot of Jewish cowboys, Mexican cowboys, and black cowboys. After people realized like the reality of the cowboy aesthetic, it made people change the way that they were approaching their music and how they wanted to present themselves to the public. And I feel like that was like a huge breakout thing that like made people more aware, especially whenever it came to Lil Nas X. Okay.
Shout out to the gays.
So some more people, Jay-Z, he literally produced the movie The Harder They Fall, and it's about black cowboys. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, there's too much that's supporting me. And let's run it back. Okay, let's run it back really quickly to our girl Solange, who literally featured so much like iconography that's like about black cowboys. And you want to say that Beyonce including herself on a horse from Houston is coincidence? You're funny. I'm laughing at you. With the idea of the Renaissance album being like, this is like what just got released was Act 1. So whenever I'm thinking about that, it makes me think really hard. It makes me think almost too long about it. I'm like, Beyonce is going to plant these seeds and let them sprout in Act 2. Because our girl does not miss. She does everything with intention. So if you don't know what Afro-Futurism is, this is the definition. And I feel like Beyonce is making her own, references to it. Not necessarily to where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna become the new STEM queen, guys. I just feel like she's making a huge reference to like, the style of Afro-Futurism and everything like that. Which also is fitting into what other media is doing, because with Lovecraft Country, like there was a lot of different moments where we see black people doing things that's like related to the future and like technology. Well, scratch that, advanced technology and everything. Even with like Black Panther, they're literally in Wakanda with like this amazing technology, and you're telling me that that's not Afro-Futurism? You're mad. Okay, so I feel like the evidence of this is being shown in the song Cuff It, which is kind of like the opposite of what I was expecting. Like I wouldn't expect like a love song making these types of references, but here we are, okay? So she says things like spaceships flying and you'll see stars, and just like throughout the album, if you listen really closely, she mentions a lot of things that are like, involving outer space and, you know, spaceships and flying and all of this like type of aerial, you know, celestial type of things. And I feel like that is her like, you know, connecting us to what her new visuals will look like. Like, I feel like in the past we're used to seeing her, you know, hang out in the South, and she got a lot of roses, okay? She got a lot of roses for lemonade, and she deserved every single one of them and the petals, okay? But that doesn't change the fact that we're used to that, you know? And Beyonce, she likes to switch it up, and I appreciate that from her as an artist. She switches it up. Just be aware of that. Stay woke. So because of Beyonce wanting to be at the forefront of a lot of different conversations, and she kind of, you know, she basically sets the standard, but it's also like a natural progression within media. I feel like her making these references to Afro-Futurism are timely and are hinting towards what's going to happen next, for like, you know, just media in general, but as well as her own visuals. So some of the larger themes that I feel like this album touches on is like the entire album. It makes references to her blackness and like black beauty and that movement of just like, you know, allowing people of color to feel comfortable in their skin. Like literally the song Cozy is like, I feel comfortable in my skin, melanin. Yeah, so, and like she's also talking about this element of freedom in her sexuality, which is special to me because of like, you know, I'm not trying to say Beyonce is old by any means, like she is not old, but, you know, just taking in consideration how long she's been around in the music business and whatnot, I feel like she's using her maturity to like really like influence her sound and give like her perspective, because like I feel like the way that she's like performing her sexuality and sensuality is different than how it was before, but it's only like an elevation, you know, it's a leveling up, and it's a different, you know, angle of it. Instead of being like, you know, big boy, you stay on my mind, looking for fantasy, instead of talking like that, you know, where it's like, honestly, it was a little bit more playful, a little more flirty. This is grown and sexy. Okay, I'm 21 years old, so I'm not really like trying to comment on that, not really, because I feel like whatever she has going on is completely different than what any 21-year-old has going on, because I'm just saying, it sounds like she gets down, okay? She gets down. But another thing, she made like a lot of references to like ballroom culture, like, you know, like hearing the announcer like on the, like, you know, the MC on the mic, you know, she was on the mic giving a little bit of MC, you know, she was going like A, C, D, me, stop, you know, like, sorry, thing popped out. I'm a little spontaneous. I hope you get used to it. But yeah, like she was giving like a little bit of that, you know, that energy, especially on Heated. So if you are anti-black or homophobic or hate anything that's yossifying, stay away from this. Because this album is for the femmes, thems, and hims, okay? Just know that. Just know that. That's all you need to know. Okay? The more you know, by the way. Yeah, like, not everybody's into that, but Beyonce, she clearly likes it. She clearly has a whole project dedicated to it. It's like an ode to that genre. And I have the same thing about Drake's latest album, Honestly Nevermind, because I feel like he took a risk and he did what was not expected of him, and I like that a lot because I feel like that's the only way that we can move forward within our music and, you know, change what's popular. Because for the longest time, since Migos released Bad and Bougie, you know, hip-hop was like the #1 genre, which was a really cool moment, okay? But it doesn't change the fact that, like, if everybody is doing the same thing, it no longer has that, like, you know, that ability to stand out, because like I said, you have to follow a formula. You have to make sure that it fits into the conventions of this genre, which, you know, can get tedious and it can feel, you know, like you're getting boxed in as a creative. So I feel like what Beyonce and what Drake did with his album, it's challenging people. It's challenging people's, like, you know, music palette and telling them, hey, think outside of the box. What do you think you should dance to? What do you think will motivate you? You know, that isn't necessarily like the hardest trap song right now. I don't know why this means trap. But yeah, like, that's just something that I appreciated in general. Is there anything else I really want to say? Because I kind of feel like I summed it up. But anyway, like, even with her, gosh, I just feel like she has a new level of like understanding herself, and I love that confidence that comes through in this album, which is why I really enjoy it and will continue to listen to it as the year goes on. And I hope you do too. So yeah, like I said, let me know what you think in the comments, and hopefully you'll check out the album and let me know what you think about the album too. Because this is a dialogue. This isn't me talking at you. I see you right now. I like your shirt. You look nice. Smell good too. So remember to replay, share, and group to your favorite alternative YouTube channel, Cactus Radio. Bye!